I both the noob. Said. Hi.
Okay, I was doing the build. I was doing the upgrade on the weapons. I was building the weapons, not the upgrade. I was building. This will deal a bit more damage than this, so I want to test this on steel path. I'm building this for steel path. It's not going to be the best primary. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good weapon and a good primary. I have a good feeling when I play it. Sanctuary. My English is It's awesome. Really good. So nullifier goes for 1990. I don't know. Maybe 139. It's okay. Probably. Let me check the price. Maybe 139. 7714. Oh wow. Once 179. 179. Trying to see players they know about prices. This happens a lot, 90% of the times. Players don't tell a price. We ask if they have a price, and they do have a price. They don't say the price. They know the price, but they don't say the price. Usually is to buy cheaper than the website. The website price, the players' pricing in the website. Because we buy from the players, we don't buy from the website. Website is just a shortcut to message a player. But players do this. They see prices on the website. Players are selling here in Warframe for that price, and players want less, want that price. Most of the times this happens. Also 90-something% of the times, players message the players listed on the website. They message here in Warframe. They don't say anything. They don't respond. They are AFK. Some offers are fake. Some prices are fake prices. Some prices they place the prices to lower the prices on purpose. Players do many things, and the things don't match. So players go into trade chat. They message. In trade chat, they know about the prices, but they don't want to say anything. They want to hide so they can get a better price or the same price they saw in the website, which is not right, but it's okay. It's okay. Players do many things in trade chat. I ask these questions because I know the players, most of them already know the prices. Some of them don't know the average. What is the average of this? What is the average of that item? So, but players do this a lot. Really many times like this, by Chroma. I ask, you have a price in mind? Player is going to say a price. Going to say no, or is going to say a price? Also, the players do this. Player Chroma Prime. See, 60 platinum. I come here to website, check the average, what players are selling inside the game, and I'm going to see the price 60 Chroma. Players don't say anything because 60 platinum on the website, the average price. So when players know about these things, I don't even. I just do this to not to message the players anymore. So I know the players I have to message, and the players I don't have to message. I won't see any more message from this player for a long time until the ignore clears. That clears after some time. I keep ignoring players. After 100 players ignoring, 100 players, it clears. So sooner or later it's going to clear this player. Yeah, but players do this a lot. This player knows about the price on the... Probably going to check the average prices players are selling here. The website, you can check the prices, you can message the players here inside the game, copying the message, and players know about this. They are looking for that price, they see that price, they message the player here in game, they see the name in the website, they copy the name in the message, or they copy the message and they send a message. Players don't respond about the 60 platinum, and players keep insisting on that price, even though the other players didn't respond, because they are fake offers or AFK offers, or players place some prices to lower the prices, to lower the general prices, sometimes don't. Yeah, players do a lot of things. After some time we start to memorize what players do. So this is why I ask these questions. This player is going to say 10 platinum, 8 platinum. This is what this sells for. This is what this sells for. When players know about these things, I don't even do deals with these players, because if I want to do these deals, I set the prices on the website, and players message me here in game using the website. Players going to say 9, 8. I think this is 8 platinum. I think 9, 10. Corrupted mods. This is common mod. So yeah, 5 platinum, 7. Player is going to say 5, 7, or he's going to say no. Three things can happen. Player is going to say the price they see, if they go to the website. Players going to say no, I have no idea about prices, or player is going to make up a price from nowhere. He's going to say 15, 20, 30. I don't know, he's gonna make up a price. And there is another chance, which is players message this player telling about I sell heavy caliber for 75 platinum. So player is going to see the message heavy caliber for 75 platinum. Then the player is going to message me and is going to say 60, 50, 30. Is going to say less than the other player. Players also do that. So after a while, we start to realize what players do and don't do. We start to realize what players do when they want to sell, what prices they sell, because we try to buy things, and those players that sell to this player also sell to me, and I know what prices they make, so I know that they place high prices for this. I know they place high prices for this player, and I know this player messages me and says from 75 offer he's going to say 50, 30, 35, whatever. He's going to say less to me because he sees a higher offer. He's going to ask for half the price. That happens a lot. Those make-up prices that some players do, they send message to me, they say, I don't know, a mod that costs 5, 10 platinum, they say 50 platinum. I say okay, but I know I start to remember that players message this player probably telling 100, 150 for a mod that costs 5 platinum. So players see a high price, they're gonna ask for half, even though half is way above other players sell, but whatever. I still think most of the prices are cheap. If we count the time that takes to get things, some are okay, some are expensive, but most of them, majority of the prices, if we count the number of items we have in the game, I do think they are cheap for the time you invest getting some items. In general, I do think they are cheap in general. but we also have average, normal, fair prices, and we also have expensive. We have everything. When we have players selling things, not selling but giving them for free, which is zero, the price is zero, and selling the same thing for 1,000 platinum, like an Octavia Prime selling 1,000 platinum, and they do sell because I sell one. So I'm just talking about average, counting the number of players that sell for that specific price range. That's what why I say average. It's a high number of players selling from a price from a minimum to the highest. So like a I don't know, a Blood Rush player sell for 10 platinum, a mod Blood Rush. Most of them sell around 10 platinum, but the majority of players it's between 10 and 15 or 10 and 20 platinum. Majority, so I say the average price is 10-15 because we have a high number of players selling for that price, which means that's the average. Doesn't mean that's the price of the item. That's the average price, not the price of the item when you can give it for free or sell it for 1,000 platinum. So the price is what you sell it for, or the price you buy it for. That's the price. In the end of the day, that's the price of the item. The real price of the item is the price you are going to sell or the price you are going to buy. Like this mod. I'm not gonna sell it. I only have 6. Phalanx Ribbon. I don't understand what this player is doing, so I ask. My English is not the best, but I will give a Latron Ribbon for a Phalanx. I kinda can make a use of a Phalanx Ribbon, so, and I'm selling Latron ribbons. So I'm selling Latron ribbons. So mine is this negative zoom. This is the one I'm using. This is not, and this is the one. It's kind of a good ribbon, but for me, not really. For me, it's not really. This is the one I was using for Islands. think I'm gonna stop here. I was using this for islands. Yeah. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't have a Latron. I need to check the website and remove the Latron ribbons. I'm not gonna sell them. Boltor, I can sell. No, I cannot sell this. I'm selling this I was using on islands. No, cannot sell that one. That one was using on islands, so. No. I'm glad this player messaged, and I messaged the player because I was selling a ribbon that I was using on island, so I'll keep it for someday later in the future. Yeah. And the other ribbon in case I need to give away a decent ribbon to someone. Some friend. I have a decent ribbon to give away to some friend. Okay, so I was building the weapons. And I'm going to keep building the weapons. Maybe do some other missions. Just to break the routine, so. Okay, let me check another thing. Okay. I was building the weapons. I need to check the daily missions. 5 missions I need to do here. I still have to finish the interception. This is not the... Okay, this mission I'm going to... No. It's enemy armor. So interception Nova, enemies have a lot of armor. They are Grenier if I'm not mistaken. Even if they are not Grenier, I still need the... Even if they are infested, they will have armor, so... I still need a Latron to strip the armor. So I'm going for the late room. So this is heat, this is slash, so for slash probably Vastu. And then targeting subsystem is not, it's not a bad idea here. I don't really need the primate, so I'm going for the vigilant. Gives me 20% chance. So I'm not going for the primer. Also, this is a good mod, but I don't need it on Latron. Has a huge percentage in accuracy. It's really accurate, so recoil I have here. Twitch overview, yeah, don't need anything from here. I will probably need the guided ordnance accuracy. Targeting subsystem for secondaries. I really need on Vaso. It's not as accurate as Latron. It's really accurate. It's huge distances, really accurate. So no need for that more. I do need to check combat discipline. Slow Nova, yeah. Interception, slow Nova. I'm gonna use the slow version of Nova and the Latron. I have chosen not the critical build, it's a status build with armor reduction, which is a great combination when we remove the armor from the enemies. Heat works better than slash when the enemy has no armor, so it's a great combination on this weapon. It's infested, but they still have armor, so infested with armor, that's funny. That's really funny. Interesting thing, having infested with armor. They kinda take them out really fast. Anyone here probably need to see. It's the last spot too. The wall is too thick for the punch though. So, but heat is still a great combination to use when we can remove the armor from the enemies. Comparing heat with slash fire. Heat is better only when the armor is removed. We have a complete armor reduction. Heat is better than slash, makes more damage. Also against shields, heat removes shields faster than slash fire, and heat removes overguard from the enemies, from the exits, faster than slash fire. So slash fire is only better against armor. If you are able to remove the armor, heat makes more damage. So. This is why having armor reduction on Latron and building it with heat makes it more powerful. And that's also why corrosive heat is also more powerful than viral heat, because the corrosive almost strips all the armor. Has a great armor reduction, the corrosive together with heat. Heat by itself has some armor reduction. With corrosive, even more armor reduction. That's why I prefer corrosive heat over viral heat. It works better. I've been testing this for some time now, months and months, testing these things. I hope it was the... and stream is running. Warframe is being crashed. Chat from Warframe is being crashed. Or maybe it's me getting banned from chat. Or I will not be surprised of getting banned from chat. Even though they are other streamers doing the same thing. I have armor reduction and magazine capacity on the Latron. The choices were armor reduction and magazine capacity. I didn't choose recoil because I have low Riven with recoil. If I didn't have a Riven with recoil, I would go for recoil. So on the Riven I have negative zoom, I didn't choose negative zoom, and I have recoil, I didn't choose recoil. I went for the magazine.
Setmaster 2008 said, hello.
Hello. Well, Setmaster. It's not the first time. I remember seeing you here before. Let me check. You have been here before. Yeah, you have been here before. Let me check. Okay. You have been here before. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome again. If you need help or something, just say. I'm doing...
Setmaster 2008 said, and I still play WF.
Okay, you still play Warframe. Warframe, we can play every single day if we are able to manage the burnout. If we find a way to manage our burnout, because the Warframe is a game where we can easily burn out from playing too much time. That's a problem, playing too much time. But if you find a way to manage your burnout, do many breaks, don't play the same missions, change weapons, try to have some fun, not playing for the grind.
Setmaster 2008 said, no, I am fine. I am Mr. 30 right now and I can clear all content solo.
That's great. You can do all missions in the game. I'm using slow over, they are moving fast sometimes. That's great because you can now progress faster in the things that requires you to be more advanced in game. You have more trades, you can do more trades, you can grind more things, trade for platinum if you want, and collect the more expensive things in the game. You kinda need to know how to solo, how to do everything alone. So you can grind every single thing in the game, get some platinum, buy some things that are expensive, build some weapons with many forma, you kinda need to learn how to play the entire game alone. Being in a more advanced stage to be able to do more expensive stuff, spend many forma, get many catalysts, many reactors, build many weapons, collect all the items and stuff like that. If you do know how to solo every single mission in the game, you will be able to do the hardest things faster. When you are in the earlier stage, let's imagine if I started with a new account now, I will have an hard time to collect the expensive things. I will not be able to do many trades. I have 31 trades.
Setmaster 2008 said, "Yay, but I am not hurry. I play for fun and I like to help new player as well. By the way, I am good with over 5,000 plat."
Okay. Now you can invest that on collecting stuff, because this is also a good game for collectors. So people they like to collect things. You can collect all the expensive items in the game, buy everything that is not possible to grind, like cosmetics and stuff. Maybe buy some formas. You can grind the formas, but you can also buy formas to build weapons. Buy slots, many slots. The slots cost around 2,000, 3,000 platinum for slots, for weapon slots. More warframe slots, 3,500 platinum to get all the warframes. I'm trying to build now. I got all the weapons now, almost all the weapons, almost 300 weapons. And now I'm investing the time on building them. Making full builds, trying heat builds, /viral, what is best, what's not best. I have some corrosive builds for Lefantish, boss. I have radiation builds for Eidolons and Archons. I'm trying different weapons on Archons, different weapons on Profit Taker, different weapons on the Eidolons, different weapons on Lefantish boss, on Steel Path, on the Rupololist boss, on Steel Path. Trying different weapons, making different builds, and try to make the weapons fun. I'm enjoying the build I'm doing now with the Penta. I'm using the Carmine Penta. You can use Sakura Penta, Carmine or normal Penta. I'm enjoying the build. And you can do those fun things. Invest your time on collecting, getting the expensive stuff, getting all weapons in the game, getting all warframes, all the cosmetics you can get. Start collecting slow. You don't need to rush things. I'm not rushing. I've given away more things than the things I have for myself. So I've given away 5 times more.
Setmaster 2008 said, "I am not into fashion frame."
You don't need to be in fashion frame, but you can collect everything, buy everything in the market, all the fashions. So someday you can change the look of this, the look of that. You can come here and buy everything. You can come to Popular, buy all this stuff. You can buy with platinum, some you need cash. You can buy whatever. Cosmetics, you can buy other things that are not cosmetics. If you want to buy weapons, you don't want to grind them. There is a weapon I don't want to grind. I grind the Sepulchrum from Deimos. The other weapon, I forgot the name. But I have the name here. I'm going to tell you the name. Some weapons I don't want to grind, I just buy them. This is the Doviri things. You can buy stuff. You can buy the weapons if you don't want to grind them. You can buy the cosmetics. Whatever. There are things that skins, helmets are queen. Animations. This is kind of fashion, not fashion. Emotes. Kind of fashion, not fashion. It's fashion in the end of the day. Necromex is not fashion. You can buy a Necromech, you probably already have if you are Mastery 30. But you can buy, imagine you have a new thing, a new weapon.
Setmaster 2008 said, "I have all the base dojo weapons mastered and over 50% of the prime weapons."
Let's imagine you've got a new weapon like this. Kinda new. Not new. This weapon is a new weapon. you don't want to grind for this weapon, you come here and you buy the weapon with platinum. Sometimes I do that. I bought a compressor, secondary pistol, a compressor. It was for a special friend on Twitch. She streams Warframe. I bought a compressor for her.
Setmaster 2008 said, "Right now I like Philarx, Latum."
You can invest your platinum. You can invest time getting platinum, and you can invest that platinum that took you some time to get on a Riven. That's what I do. All my weapons that I like the most, that I use the most, have Rivens. So you can also get Rivens with platinum. You can also use platinum to buy Rivens. I show you here the Latron, I have like 3 Rivens. I used to have 6 or 7 Rivens for the Latron. I've given away 1 or 2. The other ones I sold. So this was way before the Incarnon adapters. I was building the Latron because I like the Latron. So I had like 6-7 Rivens for it. I bought the Rivens. I don't open Rivens. I buy trash Rivens, unrolled, with endo, no endo, with Kuva already invested, with rolls, with no rerolls, any mastery rank. I buy trash Rivens for that weapon. I use Kuva and I use endo to upgrade them and change them. So this one, I think I got it like this. You see, 1 reroll. Maybe it was me that rolled 1 reroll. I have no idea. If you compare with this one, 31 rolls, 25. I had one with almost 100. You can invest on Rivens.
Setmaster 2008 said, "Only thing I hate to do is PT Phase 4. I hate it."
I don't hate, nothing special. But I can say I'm a bit burnout of doing Profit Taker. That is my fault because I invested the time I have in only doing Profit Taker many times and doing nothing else except Profit Taker, and that was a mistake. I'm not doing the same mistake again. I invested all the time I was playing, days and weeks. I only played Profit Taker, nothing else. I don't play Profit Taker for a few months now. I don't do Profit Taker because I got severe burnout on doing the Profit Taker. You see, I have a Vasto Riven. I think I have more. I have this Vasto Riven. I was trying to do... I'm experimenting with different roles, what's best, what's not best. I have a Wolf Sledge Riven. I do think I have another. No, I don't. No, I don't. You see, these melee Rivens, I don't open them. I sell them. Let's imagine I have 5 or 6 of this. Instead of opening them to get a Stormbreaker is the Wolf Sledge. To get a Wolf Sledge Riven, instead of opening 5 or 6 of this and trying my luck to get a Wolf Sledge, I can open 5, 6 or 10 and I don't get a Wolf Sledge. No, I sell them like this and I buy the...
Setmaster 2008 said, "You have good Rivens, but I can do damage without a Riven."
I mainly use the Rivens. To fix things that the weapon, or change things that the weapon doesn't have. The weapon doesn't have something. The mods don't have something. I use the Rivens like this one. So, if you see, I have damage.
Setmaster 2008 said, "I have only 1
But you can
Riven on
invest.
Philarx and few on Usilis weapons."
So this Riven had a problem. This weapon had a few things I didn't like. Too much zoom, so I have negative zoom. I was looking for negative zoom. And too much recoil. This weapon later on has too much recoil and too much zoom. So I got a Riven with a reduced recoil and reduced zoom. So I use the Rivens to change things I don't appreciate much on the weapon. If there are something I don't appreciate on the weapon, I use the Rivens not for damage, but to change those features. If you look, you see again, reload speed. This weapon has a low reload speed. Hit for Eidolons, critical chance for Eidolons. This Riven was using on Eidolons. So, this Riven, same thing as the other, damage, weapon recoil, zoom. See, damage, weapon recoil, zoom. This one has puncture, and this one is fire rate. But the Riven is the same. Weapon recoil, damage, zoom. Negative. Weapon recoil, damage, negative, zoom. Same thing. The only difference is the puncture. Puncture, this one is fire rate, speed. But I use the Rivens to change things I don't appreciate much on the weapon. So, if needed, this has reload speed and punch through. A thing I don't appreciate much on some weapons. They don't have punch through. So I use punch through in all my weapons, except with explosions. Have a area of effect.
Setmaster 2008 said, I rolled my Philarx Riven almost 30 plus time and no CC.
I got on Fairlax. Let me choose Vault. Let me choose the default loadout. So you can see the Riven. No, I'm going for Oberon. I'm not using the Fairlax, but I'm using on Protea. Lefantish. Fairlax with corrosion. I'll show you my Fairlax Riven. I have negative multi-shot. So, what happens when you have multi-shot on a weapon? You increase the number of... Sorry. You increase the number of projectiles when you have multi-shot on the weapon. More multi-shot, more projectiles. What does that mean? What does it do? More projectiles gives you more critical chance. So, more projectiles. I have 2 projectiles, sometimes 3 on the Fairlax. It only shoots 3, it shoots like a rifle, 2 or 3 projectiles. So the less projectiles I have, less critical chance I will have. The more projectiles I have, more critical chance I will have. That's why you don't see a multi-shot here. You see everything.
Setmaster 2008 said, mine have cold with toxin and I one stat forgot the last one.
Okay. So it doesn't... If you can use hunter munitions on
Setmaster 2008 said, +3 to 1 Riven.
Okay. If you can use... On this weapon, it's a special thing. I'm going to show you the normal slash viral. This is the slash viral. You see, I have galvanizer acceleration. I have fatal acceleration on this one, because I don't do kills. On this one, I also have fatal acceleration. Yeah. This is for the arch and radiation. I'm not using now. I'm using later. But this is a normal, common enemies. Plenty. This is only for Archon. Archon, I don't use Galvanizer because I don't do kills on Archon. It's just to killing the Archon. And the Lefantish, I don't do kills, so I don't use Galvanizer. Galvanizer are good when you do kills like this one. You can see fatal acceleration. On the Fairlax, this Riven slash damage multi-shot. Negative multi-shot. What happens? It's almost the same thing as having negative critical.
Setmaster 2008 said, I love to take Philarx on SP Disruption.
Fairlax is a really good weapon, as all Incarnon weapons, even with Incarnon adapters. Everything that is Incarnon, they are good weapons with damage. I'm just using this Riven on Fairlax because I got one. I open Rivens for shotguns. I do not open for rifles and melees. I'm thinking on opening for pistol. I'm still thinking. But I open Rivens for shotguns with Veil Riven Cipher because we have less shotguns than rifles and bows and snipers.
Setmaster 2008 said, with Ash Prime with his augment for armor strip.
Okay, but you know you can strip armor with other warframes. Like you now have plenty of warframes since a few updates and the last update that remove the armor. Even Protea now removes armor. She didn't remove when she first came into the game, but she now removes armor also, the Protea. So you have many warframes. I do know Ash, it's used a lot on the disruption, but you have plenty of other options to remove armor. You can even use the Latron now.
Setmaster 2008 said, yes, but become invisible is better since I am not run shield gating.
If you have a play style that you like to play invisible, the configuration of the warframes, modding the warframes and modding the weapons should be according to the player's own playstyle. So I'm changing these builds for my playstyle. For example, I have primary deadhead for recoil, and I've chosen the upgrade on the weapon, low recoil on the upgrade, the Incarnon upgrade, and low recoil on the arcane. Many players don't use this, low negative recoil. Many players play with recoil, they like recoil. They like screen shaking and confusion and things like that. Some players like to play like that. I use tinted shell, so the projectiles don't spread. They have more accuracy, they are more accurate. I like galvanized acceleration or fatal acceleration. Some players don't use this, don't use acceleration. It gives you projectile speed, which gives you more range, more damage per range. So what happens if you remove the acceleration? You have 14 meters of range on the weapon. After the 14 meters loses damage. With this makes more damage, has more range, more damage. So 14 meters to 18 meters.
Setmaster 2008 said, what I miss the most is 30 magazine Kuvazar.
But you can change that. I'm going to show you. That's what the ribbons are for. This is Lefantish corrosive. This is corrosive build. Yeah, corrosive for Lefantish. But I can show you the Kuvazar. You can change those things. That's why we have ribbons. The problem with things which players focus tend to go for 90 something % of the players. They tend to go for the same things everyone does. I recommend everyone to experiment with the different things. I'm going to show you the Kuvazar. I don't think I have a ribbon, or do I? I think I have a ribbon for Zar. No, I don't. But let's imagine. You see, I'm using reload, I'm using ammo drum. Players don't use this. I'm using stabilizer, vial acceleration, thermal velocity, projectile speed. Players don't use this. So this weapon, what I'm going to use on the ribbon. Magazine, I don't need. I have reload. And merciless will reload. So merciless will reload. 2.6 reload. Do I need a magazine? I can come here and place this instead of the ammo drum. Magazine of 8.
Setmaster 2008 said, and I am not using serration on the weapon.
Depends on what you want to do. So players see this. A weapon has a lot of critical chance and a good critical multiplier. It has to be critical.
Setmaster 2008
Players do it like this.
said, I asked the corrupted mod Froget the name.
That's a thing. Change the build. So having fast reload, or a stabilizer, or a terminal velocity doesn't mean less damage. I'm going to tell you why. Terminal velocity the projectile travels faster and it goes further, has more range. So it goes straight to the target and it travels faster, which means you are able to hit targets that are a bit more far away from you. So you have an advantage. You are hitting targets that are really far away and really fast.
Said, I use the mod for minus 55 accuracy since SAR is AoE.
You see, you have to build it for what you like. You like AoE, area of effect, explosions. Build for that. If you like explosions. If you are a player like me that likes to aim at the targets and shoot grenades in the face of the target, hitting the target, not the ground or the roof or the walls. Some players like to shoot the ground, the roof, the walls, the ceiling, whatever. Shoot everything and big blasts. I prefer to shoot in the face of the targets. Target practicing. That's why I use projectile speed. The projectile goes straight and further, travels faster and longer distances. You should build a weapon you like, the way you like. You like big explosions. Primal Firestorm. If you do like shooting the ground or the ceiling wall, that's what you like. Primal Firestorm. You miss the magazine capacity. Remove the critical chance. Remove critical delay. And place magazine capacity. Another mod that will help you with shooting faster. Primal Fast Hands. If you like magazine capacity, you like reload speed. Because you missed magazine, many shots fast, many fast shots. Use Primal Fast Hands. You have to change.
2008 said, it depends of the missions.
Do different builds. Do configuration A, configuration B, configuration C. Do different builds. Grind 2 or 3 Kuva weapons, Kuvazars. Have 2 or 3 different Kuvazars. Change Kuvazars.
2008 said, I have problems with ammo only on normal star chart.
Wherever it's a thing you don't appreciate something in the weapon, how the weapon is performing, change it. You have ammo drum. I'm using ammo drum.
Setmaster 2008 said, not on SP since more enemy spawns.
Okay, but you have a problem with magazine capacity. Change the build. Use magazine capacity. You have a problem. Remove the critical chance. You will make a different, maybe less damage, but if you change the way you play, in the end of the day, you will do the same damage per second. You will deal less damage for projectile. In each projectile you will deal less damage, but damage per second will be the same, because the weapon will shoot faster. And by that will consume more ammunition. So you have, I'm using ammo drum to have a ammo maximum. I'm not using critical delay. This is a great weapon to use critical delay. 75% critical chance, it's great. I'm not using. Why? Because I like magazine capacity, I like the other mod I had here. I forgot what it was. I like projectile speed. I don't like ammo maximum, but I need it. I like while acceleration, shooting faster. See? While acceleration, shooting faster. I'm going to get a Riven with projectile speed, because I like projectile speed, with a negative zoom, if possible. I don't like zoom on the weapons, on any weapon. I would like all my Rivens to have negative zoom, all of them. Every single Riven with negative zoom. Build the weapon the way you like. You like recoil, leave the recoil. You don't like recoil, reduce the recoil. With arcanes and mods to reduce the recoil. You like fast reload, place a fast reload or high magazine, change the weapon. Grind 2 or 3 Kuvazars, and you have 2 Kuvazars, 6 different builds. That's what I do. 6 different builds. 2 Kuvazars, 2 Kuva Karaks.
Setmaster 2008 said, I have only one with max toxin.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't appreciate something on the weapon, I'm going to present you, I'm going to show you this weapon. I changed it so many times, the build. I was trying, like the Riven, weapon recoil punch through damage. I was trying different builds. I was happy with fire rate. I was using shotgun barrage, fire rate, frail momentum, fire rate, and fire rate on the Riven. Fire rate on the Riven, shotgun barrage, and frail momentum. I don't have fire rate on the Riven.
2008 said, I am currently have a magnetic Kuva Nucor waiting for me to kill the Lich.
I'm building my Kuva Nucor. I'm building now is magnetic also. But as I was saying, I build my Acaplasma with fire rate. Then I place it more fire rate, which is this one. Frail momentum, fire rate, shotgun barrage, and I have fire rate on the Riven. I was trying that build. I was enjoying the build.
Setmaster 2008 said, and I have one Kuva Nucor I use with heat element.
Okay, it depends on what. I really do think in the case of Kuva Nucor, it's because of the mod. Because of the I forgot what was the mod. Let me check. I'm using Volt and
Setmaster 2008 said, I used Wisp a lot back then.
See, my Kuva Nucor is magnetic. If you don't see here, but if you come on equip, now you see Kuva Nucor magnetic. I don't need more. I'm not going to increase for now. Magnetic. And I'm having, because of this mod, the status mod, because of this mod, galvanized shot. So I have heat, radiation, magnetic, corrosive. So because of this mod, this is the reason, this mod is the reason I have magnetic. So different status. So I have heat, radiation, magnetic, corrosive, 4 different status. 4 times the bonus. So this is the only reason I have magnetic. It's this mod. This mod gives me 4 different, it's like condition overload, 4 different, this is the only reason. And I cannot build this weapon for slash. This weapon is mandatory to build for heat, to deal the most damage. Yeah, as you see, 57 hit.
Setmaster 2008 said, I needed one for the Staus for the condition overload.
Yeah, the condition overload is the same thing as this, galvanized status. The galvanized status for the shotgun and for the rifle, it's the same as this. And it's the same as the condition overload. This is a copy of the condition overload. Deals damage for a different status the enemy has. So if you proc these 4 status, you will deal more damage because of this mod, galvanized status. This mod is the reason I have magnetic, an extra status.
Setmaster 2008 said, yay, but I use it with a melee for demo.
For demolish, I don't do that playstyle. I see many players do that playstyle, but it's not for me. Melees are less used than guns. I use more guns than melees. Even my most used melees are gun blades, it's a gun, glaives, shoots like a gun, it's a projectile, and wolf sledge, it's a projectile, and Zos, Zo projectile. Zo has the projectile.
Setmaster 2008 said, they die in 1 hit with armor strip.
The thing most players don't realize, any target will die extremely fast if you remove the armor. In the end of the day, the damage type you are dealing to a target that has no armor, it doesn't make as much difference if the target has armor. If the target has armor, better go for slash viral or corrosive heat. If you remove the armor of the target, if you use corrosive heat slash viral, just corrosive, pure corrosive, or a build with radiation or magnetic or gas, as soon as you remove the armor from the target, any different damage type like this, a weapon with only radiation or only magnetic, only gas, the difference between having the armor and having no armor, it's huge, because any damage type to a target that has no armor will deal tons of damage once you remove the armor. So when the target has the armor, if you do damage with gas, you don't see the health dropping or moving. You do a damage with magnetic, same thing. Magnetic almost deals no damage. Radiation, almost the same thing, depends on the type of armor. Alloy armor or the other type of armor, it's alloy and ferrite and alloy. So if the demolist, it's a heavy gun or demolist, its armor is armor. Their armor is ferrite, corrosive. If you have corrosive, it's good against ferrite. If you have alloy, radiation. That's why we use...
Setmaster 2008 said, "My goal is to go over 200 LVL demo, but it takes over 1H plus to reach that."
Yeah, but the real secret, the best thing, the easiest thing, a good secret and a good thing to do, it's to bring a weapon or a warframe that can remove the armor completely. If you are able to remove the armor completely, you are able to do tons of damage. You see more videos on YouTube, players doing steel path demolition, which is disruption, on Grenier versus Grenier.
Setmaster 2008 said, "Is about the time, not the damage."
I know, but if you want to be able to exterminate a demolist a bit fast, I'm not talking about the time. If you want to kill a demolist, high-level demolist, if you have a target like the Grenier that you can remove armor, it becomes more easy to kill a Grenier if you can remove the armor, high-level Grenier, than if you have to take out high-level infested. They have no armor. So, you have a target with an armor, you remove the armor, he becomes weaker than the infested. That's why you don't see many players doing infested demolition, disruption. You see players doing more Grenier. Because it becomes more easy to exterminate a target that you can remove the armor than the infested. Infested, you cannot remove the armor. You can't remove the armor. Some have armor, but they are rare. Most of the infested, they have no armor. They have huge tons of health. So you cannot remove the defenses of the infested. You can remove the defense of the Grenier, but you can't remove the defense of the infested. So it becomes harder. Same thing with the Corpus. You can remove the shields of Corpus with Styanax. For now is the best one I've played with. Then it's Hildrin. You can remove the shields. So Hildrin removes shields and armor. First she removes the shields. Once they have no shields, she removes the armor. And Styanax is the same thing, removes the shields. Once he removes the shields, you use the same ability, removes the armor. Unless you are playing Styanax, Corpus will be harder than Grenier, because they have shields and they have no armor. So some Corpus have armor, some robotics, some robots have, but most of the Corpus have no armor. The ones that have no armor, they come with red health, not yellow health. Those are the hardest, because you cannot remove the defenses they have. They have huge defense. You cannot remove it. It's a thing related and connected to percentages. You have the Grenier, they have a really high percentage on armor, but you can remove that from them. You have the Infested, they don't have armor, you cannot remove nothing. If you can't remove nothing, they are stronger, because you cannot remove the defenses. That's the thing. You see more players doing on YouTube and streamers doing Grenier demolition, disruption, doing Grenier disruption, because it becomes easier. You are able to remove the defenses from the enemies. You go to an Infested, you can't do the same thing. They become stronger. The Corpus is the same thing. Corpus you can play Styanax or Hildrin, but Styanax is way better. Styanax is a monster removing shields. It removes a huge amount of Styanax is really overpowered when it comes to remove defenses from the enemies. Styanax is the best. It removes a huge ton of shields. We have that Corpus Goblin, Coin Goblin, that old man that brings a coin when dies, that gives a coin. He has huge amounts of shield. You throw a shield from Styanax onto the target, it almost removes all the shields he has, kills him really fast on Steel Path. It's an hard target to kill because of the shields. Styanax is a monster removing shields. Removing armor, you have a lot. I use Banshee for disruption because she can knock back the enemies. You have Ildrin, Banshee, Necros, Styanax, Ash, Frost, now Protea. You have tons of enemies. Mag is good to remove armor and deals tons of damage. You have tons of warframes now. I play Banshee because she can knock back the enemies. She can send them back to wherever she wants. She can place the enemy wherever she wants, so they don't reach the keys, the conduits. They never reach the conduits because I keep knocking them back with a Banshee. But you can use any warframe, like someone with gloom, like a Ash with gloom. You remove the armor, you are invisible, and you can stop the Demolists. Almost stop. It's kind of frozen, not frozen, but kind of frozen. So you can use an Ash with gloom that almost freezes the enemy. So if you like Ash, removes the armor, goes invisible, you like those things, being invisible, removing armor. You place a gloom, the Demolist doesn't move with the gloom, it slows them down 95%, they almost stay frozen. It's kind of frozen, but not really frozen. You can do lots of things, depends on your playstyle, on how you like to play. If you like to use Mega's Lockdown on the operator to freeze the Demolist, you can use Mega's Lockdown. You can use Slow Nova to slow down the Demolist. Not as good as the Gloom, but Slow Molecular Prime is good. Gloom is a bit better. Banshee is even better because she can place the enemy wherever she wants. I can send the enemies to wherever I want. I can knock them back, so that's why I play Banshee in Disruption. She punches Sonic Boom, Sonic Fracture. With the Sonic Fracture makes them go away, knocks them back, and removes the armor. So 2 in 1. You can use any combination. You can slow them down, you can freeze them, you can use Megas Lockdown, you can use ice with frost on them. The snow globe, go close to them, use the snow globe for a few seconds, use ice status on them, a weapon with ice, with ice status to slow them down. Many ice procs to slow them down with a weapon. You can use a weapon to remove armor like Latron or the Vastilok or the Zarpa Gunblade. Any weapon to strip armor. With the I'm not using here. You can play many different ways. That's the thing about Warframe. You don't have a specific way, a special way of playing. You play as you want, as you like, the way you want to play the game. This mod, shattering, impact, removes the armor. If I place the mod here, I have impact. Some weapons don't have impact, but I have impact here. Doesn't matter if it's high number or low number, it's the same thing, doesn't change. You just need impact. Doesn't matter if it's 1, 9 or 1,000, 100, whatever. Doesn't matter, doesn't make any difference. The difference comes from this mod. Shattering impact, yeah, I use it in Gunblades. I use it on Wolf Sledge. There is no special way of playing Warframe. You play the game as you want to play. You don't like recoil? Remove the recoil. You miss the magazine capacity. Remove the critical chance, place a magazine capacity. Is it worthy to trade a critical magazine capacity? Yes. It makes you play the weapon more. If there is something, look at this magazine capacity, you can see here on the Carmine Penta. What do I have? Projectile speed. If I did not have projectile speed, would I play this weapon? No. I need projectile speed, or else I don't play the weapon, because I don't like to play that way. I like to play this way. Would I play the weapon without napalm grenades? No. I like projectile speed with explosions on contact. This makes the grenade explode on contact. Projectile speed. Explosion on contact. Changes the damage type from impact to hit, from explosion to hit. Would I play this weapon with a different build? No. Would I play this weapon without ammo drum? No. I don't like using ammo drum, but I need it because of the ammo maximum. I really need the ammo drum. I'm not using a mutation. Why am I not using a mutation? Because I have dispensary in all Warframes. If I didn't have dispensary in all Warframes, I was using ammo mutation instead of ammo maximum. This Warframe has hundreds of different combinations. If there is something you don't like, you don't appreciate on the weapon, change it. You play the weapon and say, this is not a fun weapon to play. This is really weird, this has too much recoil, the fire rate is too slow, the reload takes ages, the projectile is slow. Change those things you don't like. Invest on those things. What is good to have a weapon if you are not going to play with a weapon? You have the weapon, you are not going to play with it. I have a weapon with critical chance, with critical damage, with anti-munitions, with this, with that. You don't play the weapon because the weapon has no magazine. No, but I don't play it because it has no magazine. I don't like. The reload is too slow. I don't play the weapon. Invest on those things you don't like. Make weird builds. I'm going to show you one of the weirdest builds I have, which is Proboscis Cernos. You're going to see. I never saw no one doing this. Proboscis Cernos. Bow, and Proboscis Cernos. You're going to see a thing. I bet no one in the game, in millions of players, do this in the weapon. What do I have here? Ammo mutation, ammo mutation, ammo mutation with ammo mutation, plus ammo mutation and ammo mutation. Have you ever seen anyone using ammo mutation and ammo mutation in the same weapon? I never saw no one doing this. Oh, ammo drum, ammo maximum, ammo mutation plus ammo mutation. Projectile speed. What do you see here? Ammo maximum, 2 ammo mutations, and 1 projectile speed. What you see on the Raven, guess what? Projectile speed. Negative zoom. You don't like the things about the weapon. I don't like the fact that the weapon shoots a projectile and the projectile falls into the ground fast. Projectile speed fixes that problem. What else? Projectile speed. The weapon is too slow charging. Vial acceleration, fire rate. Still too slow. Speed trigger. Have you seen this build? Fire rate plus fire rate. Projectile speed plus projectile speed. And then the most weirdest thing you can see on a build in Warframe. Ammo mutation plus ammo mutation. 2 ammo mutation mods. I didn't even knew this was possible. I did this by accident. I didn't knew it was possible to use 2 ammo mutations on the same build. I never tried. I tried this by accident. I was placing the ammo mutation around here and I didn't look. I already had ammo mutation. When I saw I was able to use 2 ammo mutations, I'm using 2 ammo mutations. Never seen anyone doing this. On Twitch, on players playing the game, on YouTube, never seen anyone using. And it works, and I use it. Why? It's a big problem, the ammunition on this weapon. It's a problem, I fix it with 2 ammo mutations and 1 ammo maximum. Weapons can have whatever you want. What do I have here as damage? Heat damage. My damage is heat damage. This is a weapon with forced slash and forced viral. So what's the point of me placing slash or placing viral? The weapon has 100% status slash, 100% status viral. Forced status means the weapon deals 100% status. In the case of this weapon, it deals 100% forced viral, 100% forced slash. Why do I need to build it for slash viral? I don't. I place heat. A good damage type. I already have 2 best damage types, which is viral slash. They have to go together. I put the next one, which is heat, and here, thermite rounds. Don't need critical, the weapon has no critical chance, 7%, I won't bother with critical, so I'm going for status. Status, 68, I don't need status, I have forced slash, forced viral, this is a weapon that doesn't need status, I'm just using the status for the heat. The status doesn't work on the slash, doesn't work on the viral. This weapon has. They have 100%, which is forced status on those damage types. It's forced slash forced viral. Means every time you shoot the projectile, every time deals slash every time deals viral. So that's why we say forced status, forced slash. There are weapons with forced impact, forced explosions. I do think there are forced electricity is the Zorus. You have 100% status on electricity. So some weapons you don't need status, some weapons you don't need critical, some weapons you don't need both. The Burbosis is good because you don't need status, you don't need critical. Critical you won't bother with 7%. It's a waste of mod space. So make the weirdest builds you can make. You don't like the factor that you are losing ammunition. You place 13 ammunition with ammo drum and extra ammo mutation. Everyone should play Warframe as they want to play. So the builds are relative. They go. The builds are made according to the playstyle of each player. So there is something you don't like. Look at this. Fire rate, fire rate. Why do I put 2 fire rate mods? Because I like. I prefer to play this way. Does this build do damage? Yeah, It does. Why? Because I have fire rate. There is no reload. It's a bow. So I have fire rate. I have... with the fire rate, I have fast fire rate, which shoots many projectiles fast. I fixed that problem with the ammunition, because I'm going to lose ammunition. By shooting fast, I lose a lot of ammunition, so I fixed the problem with ammunition here and ammunition here. So using this and ammunition fixes the problem of shooting fast. That's the reason I built it like this. Does it deal tons of damage per shot? No. Does it deal tons of damage per second? Yeah, it does. It's damage per second, not damage per shot. So you are shooting many projectiles because you are getting many ammunition. You are shooting many projectiles really, really fast. So fire rate in the end of the day gives you more damage per second. Gives you damage per second. Am I using the status on the Proboscis Cernus? No, the weapon has forced viral, forced slash. I don't need status, so I don't use it. Does it work on Proboscis Cernus? I've been testing. For the tests I've done, doesn't work. The area of effect doesn't work. The explosions. So I'm only using multi-shot. So no galvanized status. Why? Doesn't seem to be working for the tests I've done. So do I get more damage for projectile speed? And here? Yes. And no. Yes, if the target is a bit far away. No, if the target is really close to me. Really, really close to me. No. Projectile speed doesn't deal more damage. If the target is really far away, like really long range, do I do more damage? Yeah. Projectile speed. Projectile goes faster and travels further. Does sorry. Does instant damage because the projectile is traveling faster and further. The projectile doesn't take much time to reach the target, even if the target is really far away. Reaches the target faster, doesn't fall into the ground. It goes in a straight line. It doesn't fall into the ground. It goes faster and it goes further. So that's the reason I use projectile speed. It's because I like to sorry. And because I like to aim. I'm not big explosions kind of player. I like the explosions, but small. Like the napalm, like the napalm explosions I'm doing with the Penta. They are small, but they are fast on reaching the target. The explosion is small, but the projectile travels really fast, doesn't fall onto the ground. It's the target like a bullet. The explosion is still there. It's just smaller because I'm not using Prima Firestone. I was using Penta. I've tried the Secure Penta, which has more critical chance and status chance. I don't need critical because I'm not gonna build 400 munitions. Because I have forced, because the mod gives me forced hit. Napalm grenades give me forced hit. If I have forced hit, I'm not gonna use slash viral. This mod, if I remove, anyone can see impact and blast. See, I have heat from this mod here, the ribbon. But if I remove this, is just impact, and which is not good. Not even impact, not even blast are good. Sorry, they are not good damage dealers. So if I place the mod, gives me forced. It's not 40% status heat. If I have heat, it's going to be 100%. If I place corrosive on the weapon, it's 40% because it's not forced corrosive. If I place corrosive, it's 40%, but heat is 100%. This is forced heat. Forced heat on the grenade, impact, forced heat on the blast. I'm not gonna build a weapon with munitions if I have forced heat. A forced status is powerful, even electricity. My Zoris is pure electricity, because of the forced electricity. Any forced status type of damage is good. In the case of impacts, we can use hemorrhage or internal bleeding. Internal bleeding for primaries, hemorrhage for internal bleeding for rifles, hemorrhage for pistols. If it is puncture, not really good forced impact. But if you have forced electricity, for electricity after, I like electricity after heat. I like heat more. Electricity kinda works like heat, but it works the best on forced electricity Zoris has. If we build pure electricity on Zoris, let me check. How is my Zoris? Forced electricity. Doesn't have anything, just electricity. Doesn't have status. See? No status. I can use the this voltaic strike. I'm using shocking touch. I can use the voltaic strike to increase the electricity and the status, but this one makes more damage. I already have 100% status. The status chance on forced status gives a bit more status, not much, from 18 to... I won't bother using this mod on Zoris. This one is better. I already have forced electricity, so I'm just increasing the damage on electricity. This is a good build. I've tried corrosive heat. Doesn't do the same damage as this. This is a better build. I've tried many different things with many different weapons. I spend hours and hours doing builds, so I won't talk much if I haven't built the weapon, because each weapon has a special thing. So I was using hammer. Hammer is the wolf sledge, which is the Stonebreaker. Thor's hammer axe, because this is a hammer axe. If we look at this is an axe with an hammer. Axe, hammer. So axe hammer is the Stormbreaker, and it flies like the Thor armor, so it's the Stormbreaker. If it was hammer, it will be the Mjolnir. I think it's Mjolnir. It's Mjolnir, the name of Thor's armor, but it's the Stormbreaker, because the Stormbreaker is an axe and an armor, so, and it flies like the Thor Stormbreaker. So I've tried different builds also on Stormbreaker without Shattering Pact. I prefer to use this one. Sometimes the targets are close and I use close range. This works close range and works long range. So removes the armor close range attacks and removes the armor using the explosions also. So I've tested many things. Spend many hours doing each weapon, doing a build. They have a special, the corrupt charge initial combo and the initial combo of the Riven. This gives me 2 times extra heavy attack damage. This gives me 2 times, 2 plus 2, 4 times heavy attack damage, which I need to multiply from this heavy attack. 12,000 times 4 gives 40, 2, 6, 2, 2, 4, 2, 6, 2, 8. 48,000 damage per blast. Each blast deals 48,000 damage. More or less, the numbers are not right in Warframe. No number is right in Warframe. Numbers are all bugged. Those millions of damage you see, they are not accurate, 100% accurate. There are some flaws on the numbers. So I can say more or less 48,000 damage, more or less. All the damage, all the numbers in Warframe, these numbers you see here, all these numbers are not accurate, 100% accurate. I know this for sure. Because I have weapons dealing the same damage in numbers and they don't perform the same way. A weapon, a clone of this weapon, not a Kuvanuk, another weapon like Gaze, let's imagine a Gaze that has these stats. A Gaze with fire rate, same fire rate, same multi-shot, so things that deal damage. Fire rate, same multi-shot, same critical chance and critical multiplier, same status and same damage types and same number here. A clone of this weapon in a Gaze kit gun, beam weapon. They are both beam weapons. They don't do the same damage. Even though the numbers are the same here, they don't perform the same way. So the numbers are not 100% accurate. Not even the damage numbers are 100% accurate. So players see those numbers on the end of the mission. 60% damage, I doubt, most damage. It's not accurate. Sometimes another player does more damage and it doesn't show. Sometimes the damage you deal doesn't count. Sometimes the Spectre's damage counts for you, sometimes it doesn't count. The crew member's damage counts, sometimes doesn't count. So things in Warframe are not 100% accurate. They have flaws. So I know this for sure. I have no doubts about this. Because I have weapons that deal almost the same damage and there is a huge difference between them. Different weapons, same damage numbers, same numbers here, but they perform in different ways. So yeah, they are close, these numbers are close to what happens, but they are not 100% right. No number is in Warframe. No number is, but it's normal because this is a thing, information between servers and computers. It's kind of hard to keep it 100% accurate. It's kind of impossible, so there are bugs, lots of bugs, glitches and misinformation, information that doesn't pass through the server. There is lost information that is lost, so the numbers are not 100% right. There was a YouTuber that made a video about things, about this what I'm saying, after I did a stream talking about those things. It was a coincidence that the same streamer came to watch my streams on the VODs, but it's okay. Just a coincidence, like many others. Yeah, let's keep going, doing the missions. Let's keep doing the missions. Okay, I like to talk about these things, kind of interesting sometimes. using my machine gun penta. Really fun to play like this. Machine gun penta with while acceleration and speed trigger. Okay, let's play machine gun penta and Kuvanuka with lots of different damage types. Let's deal more damage. Stormbreaker. Okay, so I was doing Sarin, leveling up the Carmine Penta. I have some extra platinum to buy some formals. I was thinking on buying the boring Carnon upgrade and resources on Cavaliero. I know, maybe in the end of the week I'll buy all the adapters there. Ceramic daggers, character removal. Yep. This is new. A new message. Let's see if the player knows the prices. Sometimes the player knows the prices and pays the price we ask the extra for. Sometimes I ask for an extra. Player doesn't mind paying extra, giving extra. Some players even give double. They say it's an extra for you, take it. And they know a price, they check it on the website. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they say yes, sometimes they negotiate and say another price, a higher price. Doesn't hurt to ask, sometimes they don't mind, players don't mind. Especially when they don't get anyone playing at this time in North American server, no one is playing. It's going to be hard this player getting this month. Player's not saying anything, he probably has no offers at this time of the day. Doesn't hurt to ask. Player says no, I don't have. Doesn't hurt to ask. Okay, why not? Doesn't hurt anyone to ask. You're not being disrespectful to anyone. You're just asking a question. You have this, you have that, you can do this, you can do that. Doesn't hurt anyone. You win and player sometimes doesn't win. But most of the times you win some extras. Doesn't hurt anyone. Sometimes you say the price, let's imagine. You send a message to player, I will only sell you this mod for the mod average price is 10 platinum. I will only sell this mod for 25. And player says no. If we talk with the player sometimes, you have a price, can you do this, can you do that? The same player that says no to 25 can say yes to 23. And then you sell it to 23 or 25. Because you were nice, you ask a question, you were not aggressive. So it doesn't pay to do bad things, never. Robo Hip. I don't like to sell Arcane Fury. Oh, okay. Okay, Fran. Okay. Why not? Giving an extra with Endo. I don't like to sell for this price, but in this case, I got a Arcane Fury, which is 10 platinum, 15, 20. Depends on the days and on the players. See, player doesn't have, I negotiate, I ask a question. I'm not hurting anyone for asking a question. It's better to ask than to demand or being aggressive to the other person or player. Can be nice, ask questions, doesn't matter one. We always win. We win, player wins. I got an Arcane Fury, which is 10, 15, 20, depends on the... Usually is around 20, maybe less. Let me check. Arcane Fury. 19, see? 20 platinum. Usually is around 19, 20 platinum, 15. So average price, the majority of players sell is 20. Constitution. I'm going to... Where does this come from? Is this really from... I have a doubt if this is from Nightmare Missions. I'm really questioning where this mod comes from. I'm not sure about this mod. These questions I ask, the way I talk with the players, messages I send, I keep changing and adapting to the things I see in trade chat, and I learn what players do, what players don't do, what works, what doesn't work, and I keep changing and trying to adapt to the best things we can say. That it's good for me and good for the players. Trying different approaches when talking to other players to understand what's going on, and also to be the best possible, sending the best messages possible to be able to do a trade. Now I ask these questions, maybe in a few days or weeks or months I will ask another question or talk in a different way, like I used to send messages, different messages to players. They don't work so well, as I'm getting more platinum now than never before, and I will probably change the way I speak with in trade chat, the message I send, and will probably get even more platinum than I'm getting now. The point of changing the way I talk to other players and the message is really to get the most platinum possible. And for that we need to keep changing and adapting to the way things work. Boreal's Hatred. This is a great mod. I bought this from the website. I'm using this on Wukong. Chill capacity, ability, efficiency. I'm using it on Wukong because I don't have dispensary. Let me check one quick thing. Okay. This music is funny. Let me check what music is this. Okay. It's okay. Different vibe. Not to be listening to the same thing. Sega Genesis music. From the 80s and 90s games. This was music created specially only focusing on video games. You can see the difference between the music created for the video games now. It kinda goes well with other things, with movies, maybe publicity, ads, some ads. But the music created for video games in the 80s and 90s were really specific only for video games. We won't see this music playing in an ad or in a movie, and other songs music made for video games today is not the same thing. Doesn't feel that is a thing created for a video game only. So doesn't have that feeling that only fits video games, only exclusive for video games. Doesn't feel exclusive. Nowadays, the music we listen to in video games, it sounds like an orchestra, big orchestra, big classic music from an orchestra. I can't say this word. Doesn't matter. It feels like we are in a concert listening to classical music in a concert. It's not exclusive for a video game. It doesn't feel exclusive. It doesn't sound exclusive. It doesn't have that feeling. Music made for video games from the 80s and 90s. We listen to this music, we know it's exclusive only for video games. It doesn't fit other things we may see, like movies and ads, publicity ads. Doesn't go well with ads or anything else. Only goes well with video games only. Exclusive for video games. It's kind of missing. We are missing this this feature in today's video games. Almost all video games from today, we are missing this feature. Exclusive music only that only fits video games. But it's okay. We go back to the 80s and 90s and go get those songs from the 80s and 90s, exclusive only video game music. And we use it now. I have to do disruption survival with Siren, probably with Mirage. I'm gonna do this with Mirage and change the weapons. Mirage. Ignis Wraith is good on Mirage because of the clones. She has the mirrors. That's the reason I was using. It works good with the mirrors. Concentrates the damage. The area of effect weapons on Mirage, it's good. I'm going to use the Penta. I'm going to use Mirage because she can survive Protea. No, I'm going with Protea because I'm using Armor Strip with Protea. I'm using Armor Strip or Gloom. I need to check if they are infested or other factions. Infested, so it's Gloom. If they are Corpus or Grenier or Corrupted, it's Pillage with armor reduction, shield reduction. If they are infested, it's Gloom. I'm using Gloom on this one, so I don't need to change. But I have armor reduction, which is Pillage. Pillage or Gloom. Gloom for infested faction, Pillage for all other factions. Because they use shields and armor. And the weapon I was using was Penta. Penta with a huge magazine. The weapon hurts more if we smash the enemies with a magazine. Smack the enemies with a magazine. Then the fire itself. Kuvanuker, Stormbreaker. Sledge. Protea. Gloom for infested. Okay. So wants to buy condition overload. 21, okay. Sometimes I buy bundles of this mod to sell them later or to give away to streamers and on stream condition overload. I do think I've seen this mod for 7 platinum, but I have a feeling the average price is 10. If I remember well, last time I checked was 10 platinum, but I've seen it for 7, so sometimes some players sell for free, 9 platinum 10. Some players sell for free. Sell. Some players give for free, they don't sell. I say sell because they say they sell and give it for free. So some players sell for 100, 200 or whatever. This mod before the demos update was 45, 50 platinum. Drop chances were low. Now the drop chances are high. They drop more because of demos updates and other updates. The price keeps changing. Player can have an offer. Let's imagine player has an offer 30 platinum, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75. Player is going to buy. Player doesn't mind paying 30 or 50 platinum or more. Player doesn't mind, maybe thinks 55, 60 platinum is a good price and doesn't want to have someone countering the offer because player doesn't mind paying too much platinum. And sometimes the player can be paying 5 platinum or less. We have many things that can happen, so I almost memorize everything that can happen in the chat, almost. Still have some surprises. I'm just curious. I'm curious about the price. Curiosity killed the cat. It's not a bad price. 15 max it. More or less the price I sell. I could sell this mod for max at 20, 17 normal, max at 20. It's okay. I was curious because I'm talking about the prices and things. If I was playing without streaming, I would not ask anything. But now I'm talking about things, and I'm curious to check if the things I'm saying match the things happening. It's kind of glaive to can energize. Okay, I was going to level. I think this is struggling a while. How much time am I streaming? I didn't reset the game. I need to check the timer on the stream. 2 hours without resetting the game. It's time to do a fast reset on the game. Yeah, it's asking for a reset. Low frames per second. Will I do a reset? No, I'll do a big break. I'll see you later.